The wind howled across the endless steppe, carrying with it the secrets of millennia. In the heart of Kazakhstan, where the land stretches flat and unbroken to the horizon, a mystery lay hidden known so vast, so ancient, that it had evaded the eyes of humanity for centuries. It was not until the age of satellites and digital cartography that the world would finally glimpse the enigma etched into the earth, the Turgai Geoglyphs. It began, as all great mysteries do, with a moment of serendipity. In 2007, Dmitry Day, a Kazakh economist with a passion for history, sat hunched over his computer, scrolling through Google Earth. He was searching for ancient burial mound skurgans when something caught his eye. There, in the Turgai region, geometric shapes appeared on the satellite images. A perfect square, a cross, a ring, and a swastika each spanning hundreds of meters. Day's heart pounded. These were not natural formations. Someone or something had carved these colossal symbols into the earth. He zoomed in, tracing the lines with trembling fingers. The scale was staggering. The largest, the Turgai square, measured over 280 meters on each side, nearly the length of 3 football fields. The shapes were precise, their symmetry undeniable. But who had made them? And why? If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that bring history's greatest mysteries to life. Day's discovery was the spark that ignited a global firestorm of curiosity. Archaeologists, historians, and armchair sleuths descended upon the Turgai steppe, hungry for answers. The geoglyphs, over 260 in total, were soon catalogued, their forms ranging from simple circles to intricate patterns resembling wheels, keys, and even a 3-armed swastika, a symbol far older than its 20th century infamy. The world's media dubbed them Kazakhstan's Nazca Lines, drawing comparisons to the famous geoglyphs of Peru. But these were different. The Turgai geoglyphs were constructed from earthen mounds and timber, not scraped into the desert floor. And, most tantalizingly, they were old, very old. Radiocarbon dating placed their origins between 20 and 80 years ago, predating the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge. As the news spread, theories multiplied like shadows at dusk. Some saw the hand of ancient astronomers mapping the heavens onto the earth. Others whispered of lost civilizations, their knowledge erased by time. A few, inevitably, invoked extraterrestrials, pointing to the geoglyph's scale and precision as evidence of otherworldly intervention. But the truth, as always, was more elusive and more fascinating. The first expeditions to the Turgai steppe were grueling. The land was harsh, the climate unforgiving. Researchers trudged for hours across the grasslands, GPS devices in hand, searching for the mounds that appeared so clearly from space. On the ground, the geoglyphs were almost invisible, mere rises and dips in the earth, overgrown with wild grasses and shrubs. It was as if the land itself conspired to keep its secrets. Yet, as the teams mapped and measured, a pattern began to emerge. The geoglyphs were not random. Many were aligned with the cardinal points, their angles precise to within a degree. Some appeared to mark solstices and equinoxes, their lines pointing to the rising or setting sun. Others seemed to cluster near ancient riverbeds, as if marking sacred sites or forgotten trade routes. The most enigmatic of all was the Turgai square. Its sides were perfectly straight, its corners sharp. At its center stood a single mound, like the heart of a labyrinth. What purpose could such a structure serve? Was it a temple, an observatory, a message to the god soar to future generations? As the researchers dug deeper, both literally and figuratively, they uncovered clues that only deepened the mystery. Charcoal fragments, pottery shards, and animal bones hinted at ritual feasts and gatherings. The mounds themselves were constructed from layers of earth and stone, painstakingly piled by hand. Some contained post holes, evidence of wooden structures long since vanished. But there were no burials, no treasures, no inscriptions. The builders had left no written record, no Rosetta Stone to decode their intentions. All that remained were the shapes, vast and silent, speaking in a language lost to time. The story might have ended there, another unsolved riddle consigned to the annals of archaeology. But then, a revelation that would send shockwaves through the academic world. In 2014, a team of researchers from Kazakhstan University and Vilnius University conducted a series of aerial surveys using drones and high-resolution cameras. As they analyzed the images, they noticed something extraordinary. The geoglyphs were not isolated. They formed a network, connected by faint lines and pathways, stretching for hundreds of kilometers across the steppe. It was as if the builders had mapped an entire landscape, their designs visible only from the sky. But how could a people with no known writing, no wheel, and no metal tools conceive and execute such a grand vision? The implications were staggering. It suggested a level of social organization, planning, and abstract thought far beyond what had been assumed for the region's ancient inhabitants. The academic world reeled. Some scholars argued that the geoglyphs were the work of the Mahanzar culture, a Bronze Age people known for their burial mounds and settlements. Others pointed to the Sarmatians, nomadic horsemen who roamed the steppe in later centuries. But the evidence was fragmentary, the dates uncertain. The geoglyphs seemed to exist outside of time, their creators anonymous. As the debate raged, the geoglyphs began to attract a new kind of attention. Conspiracy theorists and fringe historians seized upon the mystery, weaving tales of lost Atlantean colonies, ancient astronauts, and prehistoric cataclysms. Some claimed the geoglyphs were landing pads for alien spacecraft, their shapes encoded with messages for interstellar travelers. Others saw them as remnants of a global civilization, its knowledge scattered by a forgotten disaster. For the people of Kazakhstan, the geoglyphs became a source of predate, of wonder. Local legends sprang up, blending fact and fantasy. Some spoke of giants who walked the earth, their footsteps leaving marks that became the mounds. Others whispered of shamans who could summon spirits with the power of geometry, their rituals echoing across the ages. Yet, amid the speculation, a quieter, more profound truth began to emerge. The geoglyphs were a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of ancient peoples, people who, with nothing but their hands and their vision, had transformed the landscape into a canvas for their dreams. In the years that followed, the Turgai Geoglyphs became a magnet for explorers, filmmakers, and dreamers. Documentaries chronicled the expeditions, their cameras swooping over the steppe, capturing the play of light and shadow across the mounds. Artists and poets found inspiration in the shapes, their works echoing the mystery and majesty of the ancient designs. But the greatest twist was yet to come. In 2018, a team of researchers analyzing satellite data made a startling discovery. The geoglyphs were not unique to Kazakhstan. Similar pattern squares, circles, crosses began to appear in satellite images from Russia, Ukraine, and even as far as the British Isles. It was as if a forgotten language of earth and stone had once spanned continents, its grammar written in geometry. The implications were dizzying. Had there been a network of cultures, sharing ideas and symbols across vast distances? Or were the geoglyphs the product of a universal human impulse set to mark the land, to reach for the sky, to leave a trace that would endure beyond death? As the sun set over the Turgai steppe, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, the geoglyphs cast long shadows across the earth. They were more than relics. They were questions, carved in silence, waiting for answers. And so, The story of the mysterious geoglyphs of Kazakhstan remains unfinished, a riddle wrapped in the enigma of time. For every answer, a dozen new questions arise. Who were the builders? What did they believe? What message, if any, did they hope to send to the future? Perhaps, in the end, the true power of the geoglyphs lies not in what they reveal, but in what they inspire. They remind us that the past is not a closed book, but a living story, one that we are still writing, one discovery at a time. So, the next time you gaze at a map or walk across an open field, remember, beneath your feet, the earth may be whispering secrets, waiting for someone to listen. And if you're ready to keep searching, to keep questioning, to keep wondering, subscribe and join us on the next journey into the unknown.